Okay, we want. All right, let's see. We have. There we go. Welcome to live chat. Okay. There are so many things to look at on this screen, I don't know where to focus. We have viewers. Hello, nice viewers. I'm so glad that this system is set up so that I know when there's actually somebody there that I can talk to. So, yeah, welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to, I have been calling it Technique Tuesday, but Sandy says I should call it Twisted Tuesday because that's just how we roll around here. uh, So who have we got? We don't have, I don't know if Tyler's left me a place where I can see your posts. We do have some there. We have a comment. Where's the comments, Tyler? Tyler, you didn't give me comments. Let me just see here. There they are. Michelle loves the fabric behind me. Yes, I love the fabric behind me. I wish they would stop getting such cute fabric in because it's costing me a fortune. But yeah, this lovely end of summer day that we've got outside here in Calgary. It's, let me see, my screen says officially 17 degrees. It's been sunny, those white puffy clouds all day. So what better time to talk about Christmas fabric? But this is one of our new lines that's just come in, and it's called Nomantics, if I'm not mistaken. Double check that. Nomantics. Yes, so we have panels, and I can show you without disturbing Dawn's beautiful display. I can show you some of the images. Can everybody see this guy? It is so cute. So cute, that guy. So, and lots of coordinates for it. Brand new in, but I have a feeling it's not going to last a long time around here because, hey, we love our gnomes. So that is the Nomantics family of fabrics. Now, where are they? Here they are. Whoa! Don and Laurie have been working really hard to make bundles and kits for everybody because obviously our time is getting harder and harder. Colleen, beautiful day here in Alberta. Hi, Carol. There's Michelle. Just a little difficult to relate when it's 38 degrees here. Well, Michelle, you're just going to have to move to southern Alberta. Whereabouts are you from? Hi, Neil. Anyway, Dawn's made up these lovely fat quarter bundles of the whole line. She doesn't say specifically how many fat quarters are in there, but guaranteed based on the weight, that's going to get you a really good start to a quilt on that one. So it's nice to get coordinates all in a line because then you know that fabric A and fabric G are going to go together. Same dye lots on those guys. So lots of fun on that. Gonna have to think of Cambridge, Ontario, Michelle. Well, howdy, Ontario. Yeah, I heard it was going to be really hot down there. We had our share. We had our share of 36, 37s out here, yeah. But I don't envy you the humidity, that's for sure. So what are we going to talk about today? My brain is tired this week, so I decided instead of actually having a something to do, I want to talk to you about one of the basic tools that we work with in the quilting world, and that's our cutting ruler. This is just one of my favorites, actually. This is just the little 6x12 Omni Grid. You know, can cut pretty much any size on this guy. All right, so we live by these guys. But if you've ever gone to our shop and stopped and looked at the ruler rack, there's an amazing number of rulers that you can get just to make your life a little bit easier. So I thought I would show you some of them. We have our good basic. Did you know you can get its giant cousin? I happen to have one of like this. This one is a 15 by 15 inch. So now how easy is it if you're using something like that? Blue, where are you? There you are. There we are. If you're using something like this guy, 15 inches square, how easy would that be to square up those big 12-inch blocks? Oh my goodness, yeah, so much easier if you've got something that is going to hold down and cover your whole block. So that's kind of what I consider in the basics of rulers. Those, you know, they come, you can get skinny ones, you can get wider ones, you can get the 8-inch wide, they come in 12, 24s, but a basic rectangular ruler of whatever size is going to be comfortable for you. I found one out there on the rack that has a little bit of difference to it. Now, if you can see on this, I'm going to hold that right up there. It is a 4-inch wide ruler. It's 24 inches long, but in the center, it has almost a protractor printed on it. So let's say, for whatever reason, you want to cut a weird, or not so weird, we shouldn't say weird, but a different angle for something that you're working on. You have that in the center that you can then use to, now I have to kind of focus on this. We gotta get that lined up there. So I can line up any of the marks on that and use that to cut an angle. And it comes, fortunately, measure, draw, or cut any angle, create circular quilt and craft designs. So if you like to do unusual angles in your quilts, this has got the advantages of a long rectangular ruler, but it also has the angle measurements in the center and a lovely center point to work from as well. So you might, Carol's lusting after the 15 by 15. Well, you know, Carol, we have it here and we are happy to set it aside for you. Just give us a call. Or we could send it out, although Sandy would have to package that one really, really carefully for you. But that is an excellent reminder that you just have a little bit more of August left to get in on our Summer of Sewing specials. And again, you've heard about this pretty much every day this summer, but it's such a great idea. Spend $50 online before taxes and you are entered into a draw for a brand new Brother NQ575 sewing machine. Pop that up for you. So just a reminder that the draw is going to happen, I think Leah said, right after the Labor Day weekend. So you've got, let me see, 24th today, a week and a bit to get in on that Summer of Sewing. So don't forget about that one. It's a great fun thing to do. So yeah, lots of rulers to cut those nice rectangular shapes. I want to show you probably one of my favorite other rulers, a ruler that's not a rectangle, and that is this guy. It's called a Hexamore Ruler. It's a Jaybird Quilts. Pop that down. Okay. It cuts 4 shapes in 4 sizes. So I have used it for triangles. You can see right here. You're going to get a nice, if I line it up on my fabric, you can cut. If I had a strip here, let's put this ruler down. Oh, I hope that's showing up. I can't see. It's not too bad. Put my ruler down so I can cut triangles of a variety of sizes. I can cut, and this is what I like about it, I can cut half hexagons. Slide that down. Yeah, there we go. So I can cut half hexagons on that guy right there in a variety of sizes. Now there are full hexagons on here as well. Okay, so again, there's the biggest one, but we have the grades, the markings here to cut even smaller half hexes are so much fun to work with. And that's a Jaybird Quilts little ruler. So I've just grabbed a few of their patterns that are going to use a ruler like that. This one is really fun. It looks like full hexagons, but it's pieced with the half hex. This one looks really intriguing. That one there, Lotus. I'm going to have to tackle that one. So you can see the kite shape that you have with that Hexamore ruler in that quilt. The geometry in that one just tickles my brain. And then this one's kind of fun. I like the way the images on this kind of drift away. So, and again, with the Hexamore ruler. So you don't have to play trying to do your measurements with your rectangular rulers. If you want hexagons, you just go and you get yourself the Hexamore ruler. It's perfect. They have, I didn't bring it back here, out on the rack. They have one made into a keychain. It's about this big. It's so cute. So you could do little tiny half hexes if you wanted with it. It's perfectly acceptable to use it with your rotary cutter, but yeah, it would make a great keychain holder. So that's a ruler that's not a rectangle. What about other rulers? And we have a small collection of rulers for making, Hexamore is fantastic, yeah. Making a shape for a one piece shape quilt sort of thing. So I'm going to show you this one. This one's a tumbler. Tumblers are fun quilts. Fun quilts to make, great way to use up scraps. So this is a Marty Michelle ruler, and it's not just one size of tumbler in this. Pop you back here so you can see the close-up. The tumbler template in the package can make one template with 1/4 inch seam allowances for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different sizes of tumblers. So there you have a choice in that one. And that would be a great fun little kids quilt to make. Make a nice little I Spy quilt with that one. All out of just one ruler. You don't have to be trading back and forth all the time. The other one that I found on the rack that I thought was really fun was this guy. It's called Simply Crazy by Rachel Shelburne. And that's a ruler for making crazy quilts. Hey, why not? And I was looking at it, well, do you really need a ruler to make a crazy quilt? But the nice thing with using something like this, it's going to give you the precision of cut. So the instructions aren't spectacular on the back. Might be something that we'll open up in the future and do a little demo on. But the idea is you start with this. That's the bottom edge of your fabric. Let's move my stuff. Let's actually show you. So you would line that up with the bottom edge and cut this. Decide how big a piece you want. Maybe you want to use the smallest one, so you'd come down to that point. And then just cut the other 3 sides. And now you have the center of your crazy quilt block. Then you just take your scrap fabrics and you start sewing it on the various sides, every which way, until you get a block big enough to use in the project. Teresa says, I'm scared of hexagon shapes. Oh, Teresa, you have to come and see me. Okay, I'm putting that on the list, Teresa. I'm going to put that on the list. I have a quilt at home waiting for me to find time to quilt it that is made entirely out of half hexes. I love it. It was really, really easy to cut with my Hexamore ruler. And if I do a little Facebook demo with it, it's all Y seams. And everybody says, oh, I can't sew Y seams. Oh, they're not so hard. They take time. It's one of those Zen things where you just settle in and go, sew, press, do it again. It's a spectacular looking quilt, and yeah, I'm going to put that on the Facebook list, so stay tuned. You won't be scared of hexagons after that. Okay, this ruler will take all the fear out of cutting hexagon shapes, that's for sure. So crazy quilts, yeah, why not? Let's do crazy quilts with rulers. Let's be not quite so crazy. So what if we don't want to cut straight lines though? What if we want to do something with curves? We just did one a couple blocks back on our Aunt Annie's mystery quilt, a basic Drunkard's path, and we had our paper templates that we printed that we cut around, and that works pretty good too. But maybe somebody has made life a little bit easier for us. So here's one example right there. This is a Drunkard's Path ruler template set. Now this makes a 4-inch finished block because of course we can't just take a block and make that cut in it. We need our seam allowances, so we have to have them sized for that. So here's a template for a Drunkard's Path, and it includes the pattern for that particular quilt, but with a Drunkard's Path template you can make all sorts of different shapes on that. Something else that's going to give you some curves though, this guy. This is the Omni Arc, and we have a couple of different variations of arc-shaped cutting rulers. So this is, you're going to be able to cut a square with that if you wanted. So you've got your straight edges, but you also have, it might be easier to look on that side. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different arc shapes that you can cut. A 4-inch, a 6-inch, an 8-inch, a 10-inch, and a 15-inch circle. Obviously a quarter of it. And this is where you do not want to use your standard 45mm cutter. You want to drop down to one of those little tiny 28s or even smaller to get that shape cut there. But if you like working Drunkard's Path or some of the other circular quilt designs, that would be a fantastic ruler to make the cutting easier for you. And then I saw this one. I thought, oh, what's this one? This one they're calling a non-slip Roundup tool. And I kind of liked, let's see if, well, I thought maybe if I don't hold it upside down, you can actually read what it says too. Just using just that one corner right there, you can round the corners of a square or a piece of fabric, repeat to cut a circle, or you can use it to cut a Drunkard's Path. It has the markings on it, or an orange peel. Some of those lovely quilts with the petal shapes on, you've got that on here. Cut this part, flip it around, cut it again. So that was another Creative Grids tool that was out there that's going to give you a little bit difference, kind of broaden your horizons. Teresa says the feed keeps cutting in and out. I'm sorry about that, Teresa. I haven't noticed anything. Haven't really noticed anything from this end. I know Tyler usually monitors things from upstairs, but I'm wondering. Hey, yeah, I'm not seeing it. If anybody else is having any trouble, just pop a little comment in the box and we'll see if it's something specific to do with Teresa's end. Linda says her feed is doing okay, so maybe it's something to do with where you are, Teresa. but hopefully these usually all get recorded, so that's the nice thing. And you can always click back, and that's on our YouTube channel. If I'm not mistaken, that's where Tyler posts them, and that's a really interesting website or interesting handle to look up. You want to put in my space sewing. Rose says my feed goes out too. Huh. I'll talk to Tyler about it afterwards, but yeah, we'll just see what's going on. I'll make sure he pops this onto the YouTube channel. So my sewing room, and then you have to type out the word dot.ca, take you directly to our YouTube channel. And we usually post anything interesting that we talk about on Facebook to that. But otherwise, of course, you can always drop into the store if you're close by, and we can demo some of these rulers for you, or let you actually feel them and see how you might use them in your quilts, because it's fun to kind of broaden out. Yeah, I don't have a way of contacting Tyler right now. Carol's not having a problem. So Teresa, whereabouts are you? Are you local? Let's see. We'll see what these lovely ladies say first. I got one more thing to show you before we move on for today, and I think this is, it's not really Teresa's local, so interesting. Yeah, we'll look into that, Teresa, and if there's anything that you think you may have missed, fire us an email. I'll be happy to go over it. I'm back up here. Sandy's in tomorrow for Facebook. We love our Sandy, our Wacky Wednesday. But I will be back on Thursday, so I'll be happy to repeat anything. But yeah, one more little ruler I wanted to show you. And it's this guy. Now, I brought out the smallest one because that was the size of block I had to work with. These are called block lock rulers, and they're designed specifically for squaring up your blocks. So if you like to do a lot of half square triangle work, and then you want to square up your blocks, even, yeah, you could probably do with quarter square triangles. This ruler, hopefully you can see that on the screen, has a sort of a faded out, it actually has a groove in it right here. The groove starts at the corners and is 1/4 of an inch wide, and it is designed specifically, when you set your block down, it's designed specifically to lock onto the seam and the seam allowance. So you do have to have your seam pressed to one side, like that. And then you set your corners on your seam with that groove overlapping the seam, and that locks that ruler in place. It's hard to shuffle it. You can move it, but you know, it just kind of holds it in place. And then from there you can take and square up your block. I like to do 2 sides, and then whether you're picking up the whole piece or you have one of the rotating cutting mats, you can reposition, lock that ruler onto your seam, and carry on trimming your block. Oh, I got myself at the wrong angle here. Let's move it over there. So if you are doing a lot of trimming up, a lot of squaring up of especially your half square triangle blocks, you're making a lot of them for a project, these come, I like to stand up when I trim. I don't have the muscle power to trim sitting down. There we go. So these little guys come in pretty much all the standard sizes. As I say, this is the smallest one, the 2.5. And then obviously you'd have 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 out there. And they will make your life a little bit easier and a little bit simpler, especially if you have trouble with those rulers sliding away on you as you go. So that is all of the interesting rulers I have for you today. It's not all of the interesting rulers. We have a whole ton of rulers out there. There is one other thing that, first of all, I need everybody to look over their left shoulder and over their right shoulder, and maybe just kind of push the door closed a little bit wherever you're listening to. Another thing you can use these rulers for, but only on the condition that he buys you a new one if he happens to break it. I had my 6-inch square ruler sitting around a number of years ago when we were building a deck, and my husband discovered that because it's a perfect 8-inch thick ruler, that it was great to measure the spacing in the deck boards. He would just drop that ruler in, line the board up against it, and then screw it down. I says, you can use my ruler if you promise to get me a new one if you break it. Actually, he was very, very careful with it, and I still have it. It still works. So yeah, don't tell anybody that, but they're a great 8-inch thick. One other thing, don't forget, once you get your collection of rulers, you do want someplace safe to store them. So this is just one option here. A nice ruler rack. Your rulers, I'm not going to open this up, but it's got lovely grooves in it. So your rulers, especially your longer ones, are going to stand in there nicely and stay out of your way. Tuck them off to the side on your cutting table, and they'll be safe. They're not going to get knocked on the floor or fall on your foot, because they always fall corner down, don't they? Yeah. So that's about it for this time round. I will see everybody on Thursday, and I hope, just checking the comments here. Karen, hi. Karen's in Red Deer. She says her feed's good. Lorraine is in Calgary. So I'll double check with Tyler on that feed and just let him know that we had a few issues with some people, and maybe he can, I don't know, refine it, give it a little extra juice next time or something. So so till I see you on Thursday, everybody stay safe, stay calm, and don't be afraid to try some new rulers. And I'm going to keep that in mind, Teresa. I'm going to get my the official name of the quilt pattern that I made with the Hexamore was a Elsie Campbell's version called City Slicker, but because it was all Y seams, I'm calling mine Why Not. So why not experiment with a different ruler for today? So thanks everybody. We will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the lovely summer weather if you have it, when you have it, because all too soon fall's going to be upon us. Although Sandy says tomorrow she's doing summer songs because it's too soon.